SVHS Math 2, Unit 1. The characteristics of functions. 1.1 covered the absolute value functions, 1.2 covered the direct and inverse functions, and 1.3 covered the inverse functions, 1.4 covered the properties of exponents, and 1.5 covered radical and rational exponents, and 1.6 covered exponential functions. The point of Unit 1 was to prepare yourself for the skills that are required to solve a function in 10th grade. So today we will be covering 1.3, the inverse functions. So what inverse functions do is it undoes a function, just like addition undoes subtraction, multiplication undoes division, the square root undoes squares, and cube root undoes cubes, and vice versa. The function is an inverse function is the inverse of a function which once an input is placed into an inverse function, it is brought back to the original input from the inverse function. Yeah, so this is one example of how to solve an inverse function. So f of x is equal to 3x plus 5. So for the first step one is to replace f of x with y. So back to this example. So you replace f of x with y to make things easier for yourself. Step 2 is to replace x with y and to switch x and y. In this example, x is equal to 3y plus 5. Now this may seem odd at first, but the third step is to solve for y. So subtract 5 on both sides. And then divide by 3 on both sides. These two cancel out, so y is equal to x minus 5 divided by 3. So as I mentioned before, step 2 and 3 is switch x and y. And then solve for y. Yes, that's what we just did. And then step 4 is replace y with g of x, like this. See, g of x is equal to x minus 5 divided by 3. Now how do we check for this problem is how both g of f of x is equal to x and f of g of x is also equal to x. Now this may seem complicated at first, but it's really simple. So let me just erase all this from the board. So our what we found out is f of x is equal to 3x plus 5 and g of x is equal to x minus 5 divided by 3. And then to check for that problem, let's start with f of g of x. That's equal to 3x plus 5 minus 5 divided by 3. Now first step we would do is we take out this parentheses, and both of these cancel out because because positive 5 and negative 5 cancel out, making 3x divided by 3, and then both of these cancel out, making x. So this proof makes sense. So f of g of x is actually equal to x, and then if you do g of f of x like this, let me just put back the examples. So g of f of x is, there's a tongue twister. G of f of x is, you substitute f of x into g of x. So, oh wait, no, you substitute, oh, I did the other way around. Previously I solved for g of f of x, which was equal to x. Now let's do f of g of x. Sorry about that. We do three times x minus 5 divided by 3 plus 5. This is supposed to equal to x. So let me just erase this and put x, which will prove that our equation